Answered in kind. 34. Projection is the confession. Dedicated to and inspired by Mr. Kodi. There exists a particular modern specimen who mistakes abrasion for insight and volume for velocity of thought. He adorns himself with the lexicon of philosophy as one might don ceremonial armor, polished, reverential, impressively labeled, yet beneath it there is no musculature of reflection, only a frantic twitching to be seen as unassailable. His discourse is not inquiry but incantation, not dialogue but dominion. He does not speak to others, he speaks over them, and calls this mastery. This figure is instantly recognizable by his compulsive need to reduce complexity into caricature. Nuance threatens him. Ambiguity dissolves his footing. Wherever he encounters a human being who refuses to collapse into a stereotype, he responds with scorn, not because he has refuted them, but because they have destabilized him. He experiences contradiction as an existential insult. To be disagreed with is not merely inconvenient, it is intolerable. Thus, disagreement must be rebranded as stupidity, malice, degeneracy, or inferiority. The taxonomy matters less than the erasure. Psychologically, what we are observing is not confidence, but its simulacrum, a brittle, hypertrophic ego reinforced by ritualized contempt. His self-concept cannot survive silence, so he manufactures antagonists. His identity is parasitic. It feeds on opposition. Without an enemy, he would have to encounter himself, and that encounter has been deferred for so long it now appears fatal. He is obsessed with hierarchy, yet incapable of intimacy with merit. He speaks endlessly of worth while revealing a terror of being weighed. Achievement must be external, visible, humiliating to others, because intrinsic value would require interior cultivation. He confuses dominance with direction, cruelty with clarity, dismissal with discernment. He does not build arguments, he performs annihilations, symbolic executions staged for an imagined audience whose applause he requires like oxygen. Notice the language pattern, the compulsive diminishment, the sexualized contempt, the fixation on humiliation, the theatrical laughter punctuating every blow. This is not wit. Wit requires timing, restraint, and empathy for the listener. This is discharge, a purgation ritual enacted through keystrokes. Each insult is a prophylactic against self-recognition. Each sneer is an amulet warding off a shame too old to remember, but too active to ignore. At the core lies an unintegrated wound, the dread of being ordinary, unchosen, irrelevant. Rather than metabolize this fear, he externalizes it. He assigns his own disavowed qualities, dependence, emptiness, incoherence, neediness, to others, then attacks them with missionary zeal. Projection is not incidental here, it is the engine. He cannot confess his fragility, so he prosecutes it elsewhere, Every accusation is autobiographical. Every mockery is a mirror he smashes before it can speak. He claims allegiance to Stoicism while displaying none of its virtues. Stoicism demands discipline of reaction, sovereignty of inner life, and reverence for what cannot be controlled. This man exhibits the inverse, compulsive reactivity, porous self-boundaries, and an obsession with controlling narratives. His detachment is performative. His tranquility is feigned. He is, in fact, profoundly governed by others, by their responses, their refusal to submit, their refusal to disappear. Observe also the fixation on gender, sexuality, and purity, classic loci for displaced anxiety. When one's sense of self is underdeveloped, the body of the other becomes a battlefield. Desire turns to disgust. Attraction curdles into contempt. What cannot be possessed must be desecrated. What cannot be silenced must be branded. This is not moral concern. It is panic dressed as principle. His rhetoric oscillates between grandiosity and derision, revealing a psyche split between inflation and collapse. One moment, he is arbiter of truth. The next, a heckler in the crowd. This oscillation is diagnostic, not in a clinical sense, but in a human one. It reveals a self that has never stabilized. He does not know who he is unless someone else is beneath him. He does not know what he believes unless someone else is wrong. And yet, this is the part most refuse to see. He is not powerful. He is loud. He is not dangerous because he is strong. He is dangerous because he is unexamined. He is the predictable outcome of a culture that rewards spectacle over substance and outrage over insight. He has learned that cruelty travels faster than thought, that humiliation generates engagement, that derision masquerades convincingly as intelligence. He has optimized himself for attention, not truth. The tragedy is that he mistakes this optimization for awakening. He could have conversed. He could have listened. He could have encountered another mind and discovered its contours without needing to conquer them. That opportunity passed the moment he chose projection over presence. Dialogue requires risk. Projection requires only reflex. In the end, such a person is not revealing anything about those he attacks. He is confessing, ceaselessly, involuntarily, with every sentence, his own unfinished interior. His need to dominate betrays his fear of equality. His need to humiliate betrays his terror of intimacy. His need to speak incessantly betrays the silence he cannot endure. Projection is not a tactic here. It is the confession he cannot stop making. God help him, because the people didn't. God bless your divine presence. I send you all the divine love of my being to bless and prosper you. Kodi.